think I'm good. It's been far too long. I'm gonna pop over here. It's been far, far, far too long since I have done one of these. I did not think I'd be... I did say it might only be like 2 days this week, but I wanted to get one more stream in before I have a really hard week of not being able to stream. But I think I would still be able to actually get away with doing a stream next week. But anyway, that's enough about that. Welcome everybody. It's been a hot minute. Today, not doing any painting, not working on the table. I'm going to be building some minis for a 2,000 point crusade game I decided to join that starts within less than 2 weeks. And yeah, I have 4 minis left to build, but the rest I have to put on bases. I'm not going to try painting them all within 2 weeks. And I asked it's okay that I do not have them painted. I will be working on them throughout the streams and stuff, and if we get to it, then I will be painting that. We will continue the 1,000 points within 20 days at some point soon. I do want to finish those guys. But yeah, we are going to actually focus. So, 3 of the 4 minis I have left to build for the list are some Primaris intercessors. What's up, Butterscotch? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing this evening? I'm going to crack open this box real quick. I hope you are having a good evening and enjoying yourself and, you know, just kind of chilling and all that stuff. I'm glad you're doing great. For context, hi, my name is Swamp, or you can, and all that. And yeah, tonight we are just building and chilling here. So, yeah. Like you were kind of overhearing, I'm joining a Crusade game at my local Warhammer store. It's called Crossroads. And I have like 4 minis that I need to build for this list. I have a 2,000 point list. We'll have games ranging from like 500 points to 2,000 and all that. So I'm going through and to come be building these guys. I have been sitting on these guys for a while. Ooh, you've been kit bashing Dark Mech. I've not played Horus Heresy. I want to try it at some point in my life. If anything, I want to steal the models for my own games. But I don't feel like I need to currently. But yeah, I've been wanting to do a Crusade game for a long time, and it was just like, oh, hey, my local store is doing this, so I'm going to join with that. And it'll be fun. I am running my own custom Space Marines. And I mean, I'll be playing them as Dark Angels, but they're my own custom chapter that I've worked on for a little bit. So, yeah, what do I need first? This is... I guess I should build all the backpacks and stuff. Yeah, homebrew chapter. Another set of streams that I've been doing has been trying to paint like 1,000 points within 20 days, and it's also the custom chapter that I'm working on. Those models are not in this list I have. You are good. There is so much chat delay. I'm used to it. Like, I'm not concerned about chat delay. I am reading chat as it pops in. It's more... I guess it's more you guys if it's annoying or not, but there's no need to apologize about it. 61, that is 61. I should have written down my list that I can actually tell people what it is. I do have like 2 transports in the list. I'm going with the Land Raider Redeemer, which I just finished building last night. Actually, I'll show it off real quick. So last night, even though I planned the stream, I never got around to it, I finished building this guy. This is my Land Raider Redeemer. It's not all the pieces are painted yet or glued, because I want to paint them a bit separately from everything. Plus, I also like moving them if I have to, like while playing. Thank you. I'm very happy with the tank. I'm trying to read. By the way, the model I've been making for her as Heresy most recently are a corrupted... I want to do kit bashing. I have tried here and there, and I feel like I've been unsuccessful. So, yeah. Oh, one thing with this tank is I made it so I could magnet all these different parts on and off. So I can also do it as a Crusader if I want. And I might do it as a regular Land Raider at some point. But, no, I do want to do kit bashing at some point soon. I have 2, technically 1, but 2 that I want to try. I want to turn... here it is. It's not much of a kit bash, it's just more like modeling and stuff to it. I want to turn this Emperor's Champion into my custom chapter's chapter master and run him as a captain. But I also want to take and make him another form as well. I have an extra box of Deathwing Knights and all that, which I'm running a 5-man squad of these in the Crusade army, and I want to take this specific Terminator model, and I want to... I think I want to kit bash him with like the Space Wolf Terminators, the ones that have like the big axes and stuff. I want to do like different bits and all that. But I magnetized so much on this guy, I could switch out the arm if I want to, and this arm, and the shield, just because I want so much like being able to oppose stuff. I'm gonna shut the door real quick. That's for planned kit bashing. I need to like get around to doing it. Actually, talking about kit bashing, I wanted to actually take these guys, the intercessors, and I wanted to take the guns from the heavy weapons kit that came out with the Deathcore Krieg and turn them into suppressors. But I don't think I'm going to get around to doing that. You've been kit bashing your Thalex to be corrupted in different ways. Open for each Chaos God. Open with a Necron weapon. One I haven't decided yet, and I've been having a great time. That's honestly what it boils down to. If you're having a good time while like kit bashing and doing that fun stuff, I think that's all that matters. If you are enjoying yourself is what it boils down to. The idea behind my chapter is I kind of thought back to my childhood and things that I liked and wanted to be. So when I was younger, I was really inspired by the movie Jurassic Park to be a paleontologist. I never went around and did that. I realized how much schooling it was, and I failed the class in high school I needed to do that. And then I also realized it's a lot of more of teaching, and I did not want to be a teacher. So what I am doing for the chapter, out of the whole series, my two favorite movies from the series is the second movie, Lost World, where people are just trying to survive on an island of dinosaurs and be like pretty much just researching them. My whole chapter's homeworld is nothing but the second movie of abandoned buildings full of giant reptiles that want to hunt you down and kill you and eat you. And like based off a couple other things I watched as a kid, like Walking with Dinosaurs that the BBC created, based mostly off the last part in the Cretaceous. So I'm explaining the homeworld to then get to the chapter where there's only like one city on the entire homeworld, so the chapter has to spend most of their time trying to make sure the humans don't die on this planet in the one city. And they are very secretive. They don't like to deal with others. They will if they have to. They do care about people, like the salamanders, but they understand that casualties and stuff do happen. But you try to save who you can. But they're not always able to. And they are afflicted with a gene mutation that, and this is actually another kit bash I want to do. I want to take some of my Space Marines and kind of do like what Space Wolf has with a Wolven, I think is what their name is, where like how the Space Wolves can turn into a werewolf in a way. I wanted to take my Space Marines and have them turn into like dinosaurs pretty much, like over time. So if like it's a gene mutation that happens, and they're really secretive about it, because if that gets out, like the Inquisition will come in and like get rid of them. But the main thing, like with their home planet that they're from, is that every like, it was every 1,000 years, but now with the rift it's like every 500, a warp storm comes in and pretty much blocks off the planet. How does that... Okay, that needs to be down. And these need to be up. Oh, it's like that. Wait a minute. It's like... Oh, it's like that. Okay. Oh, yeah. I have the, Seraphon Spearhead. The one with, like, the big, like, Tyrannosaurus dinosaur in it. I'm probably going to build that Spearhead as it is. I'm not sure where. I'm trying to be vague about where things are, because I am... It's a very new chapter, and I don't want them to be like in... I don't want to affect anything with the actual canon of like lore yet. Like this Crusade game will be the first thing of like actually making their story. The only games I've played with them has like been Combat Patrol with like one other friend, or with like one friend and stuff. So I'm trying to be cautious on like dates and like where they're from and stuff. Yeah, I've been watching homebrew stuff from one channel, and like the best thing for it is just being vague. Actually, Jake was here for it. I was making chat guess the gene seed, like what chapters they originate from and all that. And if you were here for that, do not say a damn thing, because at some point I'll make people guess again. But the only hint I'll give is that it is a mixed gene chapter. Okay, I'm trying to find... What's the top one? Oh, 63, 64, and 65. I don't think it's on this one. No, it's not. We'll take 65. If you want to give hints but not directly say, you're definitely correct on 2 of those. You're correct on. Actually, no, you are correct on 2. There are some more that I threw in. It's 4 in total that I have thrown in. Like, I have to go off of memory again if I explain it, and I feel like to add context, like, unless you've been here for like a lot of streams and I've talked about these chapters before, or I've like mentioned it, it's kind of hard. So I'll say it's 4. I guess so. I have no idea who that is, but that's funny. Oh, Kylie Jenner. Hold on, my brain figured out who Kylie Jenner was. Probably should be using the file instead of the knife, but I'm using. You know what? I'll also give you that there, Butterscotch. You are 1/3 closer to where they stand. Or is it this way? Is it this way? No, it has to be this way. Oh, and I'm putting it... Is it like that? Somehow. Oh. I see. Okay. So then you sit in like that, I think. I thought your homebrew chapter was descended from Ultramarines. You've explained it in here before. Okay, so it says... Oh, these are down, this is up. That's why I'm being crazy. Oh, wow, that makes much more sense. Oh, that was your Chaos Warband. Okay. I assume they were the same because I think you've only ever talked about your Chaos ones in here. You know what I should have done for the list? So I have a Combat Patrol box that they do not make anymore. I actually think I was the last one to buy it for my... You are correct on one of those. I'm going to be vague until you get it. You are correct on one of your guesses for Gene Seed. So for the list, I probably should have added, like... This is the Combat Patrol that I have that they don't make anymore. It is for Blood Angels, but this, at the time, is also really good for Salamanders. If people want to do that. And that's what I got it for, because I wanted to build Salamanders at one point, but I decided down the road I wasn't. But I'm stealing the Impulsor from that to add to this list. Okay, so we got that. And... Okay, I need 68. Or not 68, 66. It's 1 traitor and 3 loyalist chapters, just for context. 69? I don't need 69. Oh, my bad, my bad. Well, I mean, I guess if you were guessing, oh, I don't know if I have like low-key dyslexia or not, but I looked at Gene Seed and turned it into guess or guessed. Ooh, there's one model. It's not a model. It's actually from a piece of art, but I want it as a model that I've seen from the Horus Heresy and all that, and I want it as a model. I want to build it, but I don't know if it's even like one I could do. And it is a Death Guard character. Like when the traitors were burning or getting rid of their still loyalist brothers, there was a Death Guard dreadnought that stayed outside to protect or to get everyone like into the bunker, and like another captain was with him too, and the dreadnought was like, oh, I'll be fine out here, don't worry about it. But there was a break in his armor, and he knew about it, but he didn't want the others to like worry about it. Yes, I did see that, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll buy them. I'm like, wait a minute, don't. Wait. I'm gonna wait. I am gonna get Assault Terminators because I actually want the Terminators with the claws. What's the contender? It's mostly because like in the piece of image, it's the Death Guard that's like melted in the Dreadnought's hands. And his helmet, it's not like the regular slit or a Space Marine helmet. It's a bunch of like little holes. It's a bunch of little holes in the helmet. And I'm like, I want that on my Dreadnoughts. That's the type of head that I want to give my Dreadnoughts. That's the helmets I want for my Space Marines. Yeah, okay, so you knew what I was talking about. It probably would be cheaper, but I've been spending like a lot of money on big boxes for a while, and I'm like, I don't need to buy them is what I'm telling myself. Like, there's no need to buy those. I would like to have them. If I get the chance to buy them, I will. But I don't need to rush and spend my money. I have way more important things to spend my money on. And I've spent enough on Warhammer. I have more than enough to keep me satisfied. I don't even have a fully painted Space Marine army, and it's been a year, and I've switched through like so many different schemes in that time, and now I'm like, okay, I just need to stick with this. Yeah, I honestly wish they did too, Butterscotch. Like, that's... I wish... I understand why we don't, but I wish we had some of the options for Loyalists in their helmets. And I kind of wish, even though I do like Primaris, and I'm into 40k, like when Primaris and all that. What's up, Patrick? Hope you're enjoying yourself this evening. Welcome to the stream. I am building some models for a 2,000 point crusade that I am joining, and all that. It's not just 2,000 points, but it's like there's gonna be games with like 500 points and 2,000 points. So I'm like, oh hey, I'll just join that, and it'll be something fun to do. And I will be giving people in my Discord, and if I ever get to doing videos again, videos on the battle reports on how they go. How was it? How'd your Imperial Fist turned out? I was gonna ask if you got yourself the combat patrol for Imperial Fist. That's actually sadly very orange. That's fair. Oh god, wasn't it? I think I've seen a video once where someone was doing yellow and they painted them pink first and then did yellow contrast on top. It was for Space Wolves, but it like helped with the yellow. Yellow can be a very hard one to get from what I hear, because it's just a very bright color. Oh, see, Butterscotch knows what I'm talking about. Okay, now I need this one. Yeah, fair enough. I wonder if you could add yellow contrast to like dim down. I don't paint yellow. The only time I did was for Space Marine lenses, and it was like so I could get a more orange color. Gotta go back to school in 10 minutes. I'm assuming I am streaming to a European crowd right now because for me it is almost 8 o'clock, like 8 p.m. where I am. But yeah, hopefully school goes well for you. Oh, you live in Vietnam. Okay, fair enough. I need to make a map now that I realize of people that like join stream and say where they're from. So it's morning at my end. Fair enough. I was in another streamer's not talking but just like typing and stuff. And they're from like New Zealand. So I'm like, I'm sure it's early morning over there. It's nearly 1 a.m. for you. Yeah, the European crowd I feel like has a hard time. They're the ones that join the most. Oh, I love Ireland. I've been twice and I want to go again so bad. You have a beautiful country. You have a beautiful country. I'd have to say, sadly, my second time going, I've spent most of it in Dublin, but it was for a wedding. Ooh, nice. What's up, JJ? Welcome to the stream. Nothing too much. I am building some... I need the box so I can actually say it correctly, or I'll pull it out. I am making some Primaris Intercessors for a Crusade game that I am going to be joining. I have 4 minis to build. It's these 3 minis and an impulsor. I finished... I'm going to show it off again. Not all the bits are on it. It's kind of... I'm going to set this over here. I finished this Land Raider Redeemer last night. I'll go grab the... I finished this guy last night, where if I was going to stream, this is, I guess, what I would do. And yeah, that is also part of the army. It is my favorite tank model. Also, don't worry about, like, getting a vehicle quite yet and all that. Like, sit and kind of think on it. My first vehicles, I'll say, are 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts that I still use to this day. And a Gladiator Lancer. I do apologize about the shaking. I'm like on a plastic table and it like works. gotta keep up. If you go again, there's a spot down, I think in Kiri or Galway. It's called Uggs. It's beautiful. I recommend going to the Burdens if you haven't. I've been to the Cliffs of Moher. I probably butchered that. And that was beautiful. We did that as a day trip. We did one of those, you take a bus and it tours you like from one side of the country to the other. And it was a long day, but it was beautiful. I kind of wish we spent more time on the East Coast, or we could have spent more time. No, not on the East Coast, the West Coast. Because Dublin's on the east. Actually, the second time I went during St. Patrick's Day. That was fun. If you ever get to go to Ireland for St. Patrick's Day, do it. It was a little bit windy. I mean, we went in like... Was it spring? I think it might have been the spring for us. But it was like the 1 week that like you guys get sun is when we like were there. Like the week before, nothing but rain. The week after we left, nothing but rain. The 1 week we were there, nothing but sun. Patrick, you enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope school goes well. I hope to see you again here in the future, but no pressure. It was lovely having you here. I think the Sisters of Battle have... When am I streaming next? I want to stream Friday or Friday and No, I can't do Saturday. I can only do Friday. Fuck. Friday. Okay. Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so East Coast of the U.S. That is the next time I'm planning on streaming. I would love to do a Saturday stream, but the town that I live in and the business I work for, there's a fair that goes on. 7 p.m. So it's evening for me on the East Coast, morning for you, Patrick. Swampy, in chat, what should I work on tonight? Terrain or minis? Ooh. Yeah, so if I ever see, like, EST, that's, like, Eastern Standard Time. But, yeah. You enjoy the rest of your day, man. Terrain or minis? God, I'm tempted to see both. Can we do both? Question mark? Can we have both? And if not, why not? Painting Dad's chat. I guess I'll have to look that up. I don't watch many other like model builders and painter live streams. Technically one, but they don't always do model building and stuff. They're working on a model that they're calling Slickback. It's kind of tough. I want to watch them, but the days that I've been streaming are the days that they also stream, and it's like I'm able to watch for like an hour, and then I gotta go. Or like I get busy doing other things. watch about 8 or so. Honestly, fair. There are plenty of like really good people out. Good. Yeah, I want to say good. Like, there's a lot of good mini painters and builders out there. There's a lot of good crafters out there in general as well. That's the word I'll use. Some really awesome, like, skilled people, and some people just like me trying to get through and try their best. I'm also thinking, instead of like calling it mini painting and chill, I might just call it Warhammer and chill whenever I do painting and building. Warhammer and chill sounds like a lot more of a title I'd click on. Guess I'll have to update the photo. I don't know about Horus Heresy playing, but I enjoy painting and the lore. Building is probably number 3 on the list, and then it's the game. But because I have so much, I kind of feel like I need to play the game. Not that I have to. But it gives me a reason to go out there and, like, spend more money on plastic. Oop. Yes? Oh. I'm realizing I like the smaller games of Warhammer than I do the bigger ones. Personally, like, I have fun at those 1,000 points to 500 point games. Yeah, your armies can't really do as much, I guess, as there, but it's like, I have more fun on these little tiny skirmish games than I do with the bigger ones. But I think the other thing too is, like, when I play a bigger one, I usually get like wiped out really easily. Same thing with the small ones, but it's like I don't have to focus on as much. If I'm playing with like a friend and we really like both are just there to hang out and chat, I think it'd be a lot more better. Or it'd be a lot more fun. I do want to try Kill Team. Kill Team is on my list of like games to try. Just haven't gotten around to trying it yet. No, not that way. We literally had this correct at one point. Can we do it again? Stop. Look at the damn thing. There we go. That to this to that. Here's how I kind of look at playing Warhammer. If there's like a couple rules that you want to use them. Don't try to remember every single one. Just use what you want to have fun. Like I've been learning a lot with Combat Patrol on how the games run and stuff. It's almost even like it's a simpler. Because like with Combat Patrol, you only have 2 stratagems. No, you have 3 stratagems that you can use. What's up, Sawtooth? How are you doing this evening? My brain went off. I was focused on one thing and then had to tell myself that I need to say hello to chat. Oh, for those that are in the Discord and have seen, I have won a game finally. After multiple losses, I have won a game. I'm not sure if I actually won it or not because I've been rethinking on it. Did I mess up scoring points or all that? But I won. I won playing against Custodes. We were playing 1,200 points, and I was playing Space Marines. He was playing Custodes. Half of his army was in reserve, and he put his half in pretty much to my home area to try and get me off home objective, but I was able to keep it long enough. I only lost like one unit out of the entire game. I was trying to push to the mid board and fight him and all that. I like some of the OPR models. I'll have to look up what that is. You know what's a game I do want to try? I want to try Trench Crusade. I feel like that'd be really easy just to go on Etsy, grab some like whatever Grimdark theme models, and just use it for Trench Crusade. Oh, one-page rules. Yeah, one-page rules has gone really popular too. That's been recommended to me before by people, and I've heard good things about it. Like, they got a space lizard faction that came out, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Definitely want to, at some point, get around and check them out.
You know they're out there, don't you?
Ooh, I want to play Warhammer on Tabletop Sim at some point. I just don't know how to add an army. Are you waiting for Warhammer to hit one-page rules or Trench Crusade with a lawsuit? Yeah, that's the other thing, like, with my only knowledge of it, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not someone with any legal advice, I'm just some dude that can throw his opinion out there, but don't listen to it. The only thing I can pull reference to is Nintendo with Power World. Like, Nintendo... that whole thing is just not cool. I'm not a big fan of what is going on with that. How's it going? How are you enjoying yourself this evening? How? You are catching me at a point. I'm working on some Primaris Intercessors for a Warhammer Crusade game. And all that, I am just trying to build all the jump packs before I get into it. Yeah, I gotta look up how to like implement it on Tabletop Sim, because I think it'd be easier for a lot of my friends if we played on Tabletop Sim than in person. I'd rather play in person just because that's I like hanging out with people in person and enjoying that stuff, but not everyone can do that. You're working on a miniature game. What's the name of the what is the name of the game? What are you calling said game? Inferno? Are you posting this anywhere in particular? Or has this just been like a written in a notebook somewhere on your desk type of thing so far? You don't know. You don't know where you're posting it, or you don't know, like... Am I misunderstanding and you're working on, like, miniatures for this game, or are you actually, like, making this game? That's kind of what I need, like, for context here. Like, am I misunderstanding something? Ah, you are making the game. Okay. So I was not misunderstanding. Do 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 do. Ooh, I've heard about BattleTech. I don't know if I ever try it, but I've learned a little bit of it. It's kind of it's an interesting game. And yellow and pink are some very fun colors. I do agree with that, JJ. It's a game about the 9 Rings of Hell. That makes a lot of sense on the name then. Inferno. I will look it up if it is posted anywhere. If not, I'd be interested in learning where you do post it so I can... Ooh, yeah, Sawtooth is asking the right questions. Yes, you probably did. A lot of glue is very toxic. Toxic to breathe in. Like, even what I'm using here, which is this crazy super glue, it's got fumes after a while, and it is not a fun thing to breathe in. I try to limit my time breathing it in as much as possible. Oh, you play as a demon. Oh, that'd be interesting. There'd be a angel side and a demon side to the game. Just demons. Okay. Honestly, yeah, you can do a lot with that. Like if it is like you're playing as, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Butterscotch is that each layer of hell is a different faction of demon. So I guess you're trying to build your way up or down. Ooh, I'd be interested in seeing those, JJ. I want to see your Scuba Kriegmen. That's a new unit they should add to Warhammer. Aquatic units. Saw my copy of Divinity Comedy. Should I read it? Oh, Divine Comedy. Wait a minute. No, I'm probably... I want you to read it because I don't know what that is, and you've piqued my interest. You got lore for the game. You want to share the lore with us? So God, that's a way to start. So God is dead. That is a way to start. Ooh, that would be cool. It's the original Catholic fan fiction. It's literally where the concept of the 9 layers of hell come from. Oh. Humans are new god. Okay. I have heard like Dante's Inferno was just like his fan fiction of I'm so cool, I get to hang out with all these awesome saints and stuff and go through hell and not like worry about anything. So that is very... Yeah, that's true. From what I understand, and I'm sure Sawtooth or Butterscotch could maybe just explain better, the concept of the 9 hells come from a fanfic that Dante created so that he could hang out with his idols and all that stuff. Like it's Catholic fanfic. But I'm curious on how humans are the new god in this. Like, are they a collective mind, or is like each individual human considered a god? I would... And the humans need a new... Oh, no, it says humans need a new god, not that they are a new god. Okay. Okay. Now I got it, and they need a new god. Oh, so the demons are trying to, like, become, I guess, the next god by traveling up through hell and doing all that stuff. Okay. Okay. That's... If I'm jumping ahead in, like, lore and stuff like that, that is... You'll be... I don't think anyone in my community needs to be the new god of humanity. Okay, that is backpack. This is the next backpack done. We'll move over to the last one. there I am. So standard stuff so far. How? Or my correction, how? Wait, Divine Comedy has Ultra Kill? Now I understand you are making the minis for this. Or no, I don't know if you said you're making the minis or not, but if you are open to people like kit bashing and making their own demons and stuff, I could see some people making really cool demons for this. And the demons... Well, of course the humans are going to say no. They don't want to be ruled by a demon king. Okay, that is funny. Ultra Kill is a fanfic of Divine Comedy, biblical fanfic. Ultra Kill developer has never read Divine Comedy. I think if people, if you set the premise and then be like, these are what some descriptions of like the Demon Kings or like some units might look like, but leave it open-ended where like, oh, if you want to make your own demon, you're more than welcome to. You would get people that like would kit bash models together to make demons, which I think if you leave it open, that's how you build a community of like miniatures. You give people a vague thing and you let them just run wild with it. Like, let's say I bought like Bellicor and I kit bashed him with a couple other demon bits and made like a Demon King model. Like, Bellicor would be an awesome Demon King model to use. Bellicor is from Warhammer 40k or Age of Sigmar. Depends on how you build his model. I do want to get into AOS, and yeah, if you have concept art, if you have a spot of concept art, like a Instagram or something like that, I would say tell people so they can go check it out. If they don't and people want to, I have a Discord that is completely free to join. If people join that and you share it there, then people can see it. I could try to throw it up here on stream, but no pressure if you don't want to anyways. I'm just like throwing that out there. Because if it is something you're making, like getting a presence behind it would kind of be important. Or I feel like, yeah, like social media is very... It's a tool. And I mean, you're going to start slow, but if you have like a concept like that, you just need to put it out there and promote it, and like that'd be something I would try. That would tempt me to actually start building a demon. Oh, I want to now kit bash a demon army. Okay. I want to take a demon army from like Warhammer or AOS and kit bash it with Tyranids and make some demons that way. Well, thank you for joining. I will, if you post it in like the art section in Discord, I will grab it in a second and show it off on stream. It is. It short form is honestly a great way of advertising. I should be doing short form content. I have plenty of like little minis and stuff to just like paint and do a thing on, but yeah. Hop over to art and wait for your concept art to come through. Yeah, no worries. I'm interested to see what you come up with. Not even come up with, like what you have. But going back a step, would that be like too crazy? A Be'lakor / like Tyranid kit bash? Would that be like pretty cool? See, we already got someone that's interested in making some concept like models for this, like trying to make their own for it. I like the fraud angel part. That is cool. I'm not saying do this anytime soon or stuff like that, but if it got more popular, you could add a heaven faction that's trying to stop the demons. But honestly, it's whatever you decide. I think it's cool either way. That's there. This goes like that. There we go. Biblically accurate seraphim model. It's just a bunch of eyes. You could just take a beholder model from like D&D. Ah, okay. He did post concept. I will. It's a lot of images to throw up. I don't think I can throw them all up on stream. Oh, you were thinking of the one that looked... Oh, yeah, I mean, that's one thing, too, like the gyroscope one as well. But you could do, like, the beginning part of a beholder and then add more parts to it. I'm going to have this go again. I like the concept art that you did post. I think out of all of them, my favorite one is probably Limbo. Well, I'm curious about the top one. Like, what's to do with the mask? Treachery is a big smoke cloud with like glowing eyes. That one is interesting. if I learned how to use Blender, I would try making like a couple of these. And if I had a 3D printer, like a resin printer, then I would use those to print off even more. Okay. It's like Necromunda and Combat Patrol. Okay. I've not played Necromunda, but I have played Combat Patrol, so I understand that much. So very small games. Where you just pretty much try to take points and stuff like that. Ugh. I want to get into AOS, and besides the Lizardmen, I want to do another faction. I actually do want to do like 3 or 4 spearheads, and we'd have hell points. Oh yeah, instead of like victory points, it's hell points to score and stuff like that. Interesting, interesting. Well, if you make like a Google Doc and you write down all your ideas and like tweak on it as you go through, I would be interested in reading it. Because of this conversation, I want to make a demon army now. And I really want Be'lakor to be the main demon. I mean, you got the Rat Men. You got Skaven. That's a anthropomorphic faction. You also got Beastmen. Beastmen, I think they should be in AOS. You crave more. Well, you could use Beastmen and then just do a Beastman army based off of different types of anthropomorphic creatures. I don't know if I'm a big fan of going down this rabbit hole that I'm talking about. I did not read the first part of Sawtooth's message. I read Sawtooth's message, but I only read the end part. I then read his message about thinking butterscotch, read what butterscotch said, went up again, read the first part, and I was like, oh, it went down the line I didn't want it to go down. It started there, and I wasn't trying to do any of that. But no, fair enough. Alright, I'll make my own war game with blackjack, and I'm not saying that last part. Okay, how to said, and I make a free ebook of rules to the game. Yeah, you certainly could. You could make a open book and all that stuff. How long have you been working on the project? Is there an actual... The message got redacted. I didn't do any... Okay, 2 weeks. Okay. This is a conversation I have started, but well, I would definitely say how write down your ideas in either like a little notepad in real life or your phone and stuff like that. Yeah, like a lot of my idea stuff I do, I write in my notes, and I'll go back to later and then like add to a Google Doc or something like that. Or the note, like the notes will just get really big and all that. So yeah. I'd say you're definitely in the idea stage. Keep writing down all your ideas. Get them outside your head. Get them into a physical spot. Yeah, they would. So, okay. I'm going to throw in my 2 cents here about gluttony in general. I can put the concept art up. I'll do it real quick. He just had a lot of them, and I won't do all of them, just like 1 or 2. Bear with me. I'll do the gluttony one. So we'll unhide that image. This is what they sent for a concept for gluttony. And then I'm going to change that to the one that I liked the most of the concept, which was this guy, Limbo. I like the idea of like a floating orb above his head, and then like I'm assuming these are eyes in the middle here and there. You're mostly interested in what fraud looks like. Okay. I can grab fraud. Let me bring up fraud real quick. So this is what fraud looks like. He's just a tall, skinny guy. I'm right here. Honestly, if we just make Sawtooth into the Demon King of Fraud, I think that would be fine. Okay, and that one's gonna sit there. baby. I am going to... I don't want to discourage people from talking about whatever they want to in this chat. It is a, you know, chill place. We talk about whatever. I just want people to be respectful is all I ask. I did see you say that earlier, how I don't allow links and stuff in stream and all that. So I guess if someone wanted to reach out or you had a space you could tell people to go to, but I'm not going to promote a link or have like a link appear in my chat. I'm trying to make sure this actually fits and works. I'm sure your Discord server is fine and all that stuff. I'm overly cautious when it comes to the internet because there are people out there that can be very sketchy is what I would say. Yeah, I feel like as I should be. Pretty much like the rules I have in my own Discord server is the rules that I want to have on stream. At some point I should get a moderator if we keep growing as a big channel and stuff, just to make sure we don't say or do anything we shouldn't. But yeah, I want people to be able to express themselves and share their hobbies and stuff here. But I don't want people to be overbearing with it? Overbearing. Or make other people here uncomfortable with some of the stuff they talk about. It's not really a topic I've ever really talked about here on stream because I don't feel like I've ever had to before. But maybe tonight's just one of those nights. What sort of cosplays do you do, Hal? Because I do want to get into cosplay. Mostly my cosplays I want to do are mostly like Warhammer 40k stuff. Not... I did have one cosplay I want to do outside of it. I wanted to be Warhammer. Honestly, yeah. I wanted to make an Inquisitor cosplay. I'm still working on it, kind of. I haven't done any more work to it in a while, but I have the outfit for it. I need to like set aside time to do all the secondary side stuff. But at one point I wanted to make a cosplay from Full Metal Alchemist. I had one character in mind that I wanted to cosplay as, but he wasn't as big as I thought he was. So my idea for it kind of went out the window on what I wanted to do. Ooh. Orcs are fun. They're a fun army. They do have like a lot of cool looking models and cool looking stuff in general. And I haven't... It would definitely... Who? I can't remember his name, but he is one of the brothers from the show. I could pull off one of them, but I couldn't pull off the other, is how I will word it. I think I still could. I still could pull off, like, one of them. I can't remember his name. And I should, because he's the character I like the most out of the two of them. But at the time, I like wanted to fully make this cosplay out of some very heavy material, I would say. Probably still could. Alphonse. I wanted to cosplay Alphonse. I could not pull off Elric. So, I thought like Alphonse's suit was 6 foot something, because I'm 5'8". No, I'm not 5'8", I'm 5'10". Why did I say 5'8"? I don't know, but that's not true. I am 5'10". And I wanted to have a couple extra feet above me so that if I take the head off, it's just an empty, cabin, it's just empty inside, so that people, looked in, it's like, oh, you're actually empty, and then it's like, oh, no, I'm just, another part. I'm not... I knew once I messed it up, it was going to be wrong. No, I have measured myself multiple times. I am 5'10". I'm not 5'8". Yeah, but then I looked up and Alphonse is my height. He's 5'10". And I'm like, I can't do that. It's just me wearing a suit of armor at that point. I do have a question. And it is about some subjects you guys have talked about here and there, and I have a... I'm going to say odd question. Would you consider my little guy with the paintbrush a part of the furry community? Because I don't think he is. He's just something I like to have here, and I wanted to make. But I'm just curious. Where does it stand on the, list of the line? What do I think? God. I guess I have to rebrand everything now. I did not want to go down that line. Oh, the little ones go below, and then the big ones are on top. Okay, I got it. Okay, cool. Sawtooth is saying the words that I want to hear. Which makes me feel a little bit better. I'm not. I get why people... I guess I'll say I understand why people go down that line. As kids, we were fed a lot of stuff to bring us down that line. And I understand that's the case. I'm going to be cautious on how much I actually talk about this, on stream, but... Yeah, I realize on how much as a kid, we could have been... I'm not sure the right words, so I'm not going to say any other words on it. Yes, you are correct on that. But I am not a furry, I'm not a scaly. I just like having a cute little guy pop up on screen and bounce. Ideas for Inferno. I would honestly say, like, if you want it to be a tabletop battle game, you... Yeah, I mean, I get it. I have a little lizard guy. It's going to attract some people. But staying on topic for Inferno, I would say figure out, like, how do you want, if you want it to be a combat thing, like, how do the units move? What are the rules for it? What, like, how does it play out? Is it something where, are you going to go down... like, are you going to do his movement a whole separate thing? Are you going to do combat? Is it supposed to be a tabletop, like, war simulator game? Or is it more like a D&D style where it's like, it's a story you tell with people? I mean, you want it to have miniatures, so... I'm assuming it's more like the war thing. Okay, with it being a war game, then I would figure out your movement, what you would want to do for, like, is it just a melee thing? Do you have ranged attacks and spells? I guess kind of having a list of what is the bare bones of the combat. That's what I would say. Like, okay, a basic unit has this much, like, hit points or something until it dies, and it does this much damage if it hits on this, or this. And that then boils down to, like, what type of dice do you want to do? Are you going to stick with D6s and go along that? Or are you, like... You could do guns or you could do magic. It's either one. If you just want to be pure demons, then I'd say with the guns. But if you wanted to then maybe play into some of the humans do want these demons to become the new god and stuff. So maybe the humans are the ones that have the guns and the demons use more of a magic system. D6s are probably the easiest. You could also do D4s if you wanted to simplify it even more, but I think D6s are like the easiest. You could... The question is, how much do you want to rip off from already established games to add into your own, or do you want to try and be fully unique? Because you are going to, like, copy someone at some point on something. So, I personally would come up with three basic unit types. Have a have three character types. A cheap battle unit, a medium tough unit, and your character unit. Okay. I'm interested to see this. And God, that was fast too for a fraud demon. Okay. Like that's what I can think of is like just getting your basics down. Like, what do you want to do for basics? Like, do you want units to be able to save and all that, or do you want to consider a hit, or how do you want that all to be, I guess, played out and worded? And maybe, like, yes, you have those three types of units, but then on their faction, like, this is what they get for a buff, and then, like, this is what they get for a buff, and even though you want to do all these different types, maybe start with, like, 2 different factions. So choose, like, ones that you would really like to see first done, and then be like, okay, if I'm doing a gluttony one, they get like a +2 to the amount of like wounds or like a defense thing that they choose to do, so that they're much harder to kill. Like if you're going down the line of like, oh, these are fat demons. Which, I mean, that does go into Warhammer's thing of each of the Chaos Gods having buffs and all that, but, like, that's honestly how you do. Yeah, that's honestly, that's a good idea. Like, maybe your big tanky dudes, like, maybe your big character, if he's low on wounds, can eat one of your smaller units to gain health back, or like a medium unit could. And that's not a terrible idea. I like that idea quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, if you add like a human cultist to the game, and you make it so that, like, oh, like, if Gluttony does, like, this, like, the heal, maybe you could do the squad of humans, or, because they're demons, and let's say they're fighting in hell, there's human souls, and, like, in this area, we'd say. For however many points they score, that's the pool that they can pull from to do certain actions. So kind of like how in Warhammer, you got command points and you can do like these special stratagems and stuff. Well, maybe instead of it being CP, it's human souls, and you spend like this many human souls to do this, this, and this as a demon, but you only get the souls if you like capture an objective marker, or you kill X amount of units in a game, or like models and stuff like that. And these are just suggestions. is... And I like the base model of that. That is very interesting. I did see that. That's what I was just looking at. Okay. So maybe the hell points you turn into, I guess, soul points or something like that. And then that's like your pool of being able to do some special abilities. And then you'd have to do a balance of like, do I want to spend these points to do something, or do I want to keep them and try to like win the game by points? So then you get a like a okay, which one matters more to me in this particular situation? Does scoring points matter more, or do like being able to do this cool ability matter more? And I will put the fraud one up in a moment. I just want to like build as much as I can this stream before I go to sleep. Like if I can actually... I mean, the backpacks are a big thing to get done to begin with. I think the bodies and stuff might be relatively easy to do after. I say that, looking at them, I'm probably going to be... What? Hold on. I read your comment. Oh, okay. A red flag went up when I read the comment, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about here? And I had to like keep rereading until I understood it. Am I more? I've tried doing sub assembly. I've never gotten around to actually like doing it properly, I'd say. I want to out of ease for some stuff I have, like I got a bunch of things on magnets here, like this is for the Deathwing Knights and all that, and I wanted to have these come apart so I could paint them a little bit easier. I got some like Blade Guard shields and stuff to paint up separate from the bodies. I think it's a way of being able to get... You can paint more of the model easily. Like, I'll grab... This is the Blade Guard that... Like, this is his shield here. I did pull this off. I could have glued it back on, but I'm leaving it off so I can paint better on some parts where I couldn't reach before. I did see that it is a Spearhead exclusive, or that it is a Spearhead model. I do like that model a lot. That's a Spearhead I do want to... That is a Spearhead I do want to get. Talking about that, I want to do an undead AOS army, and I want to do, besides the Lizardmen, the actual, like, name of the game, Spearhead. I think it's like Andrasta. I I believe Andrasta's the model you used for the spearhead, or like for the base. And then you found like a spiked helmet. At some point I gotta build my assault, not an assault, yeah, assault intercessors with jetpacks. Because I really do like how the jetpacks look. Come on. No, that's not. I don't want that to sit at all. I guess that's where that one sits. Okay, now the last little jetpack pieces, and I can actually move on to the proper model. I always feel like building is a lot quicker than it actually is. It is a lot of just trying to find the right bits and cleaning them and then gluing them. Demons in Inferno are going to be like the boys of my orc army. I've not played the orcs, so I don't really know how that kind of works out. Is it just... I do know with orcs, like, you do a lot of shooting and sometimes you hit stuff, but there's also a lot of misses. Is that kind of like what you're saying? And that's, I think, all you need to know is just... It's just WA. That's all you need to know. The orcs have the most simplest life in 40k. I haven't read many orc books, but from what I understand, they could be one of the happiest races in all of 40k because they just like war. Orcs are nothing but big fans of war and devastation all over the place. Hell, they could have been... I think the orcs could have done better than the Eldar in 40k, but their only flaw is that they... Oh, yeah, their only flaw is just they like war too much, and they beat themselves down to being what they are nowadays. Like, they used to be really powerful back in the like war, the war in heaven, from what I understand. Like, to be one of those orcs is to be like, and well, they're technically Krorks. They're technically Krorks is what they were, but I'm still gonna call them orcs. But honestly, to be a humble orc in 40k, the only thing you gotta worry about is when is your next fight?
You know they're out there, don't you?
I mean, I get every orc wants to be a war boss, but at the same time, why do you want to be the war boss? Like, you have way more responsibilities as the war boss than any orc rightfully should have. If you're an orc, the only thing that matters is getting into a fight. Okay, Hal. I am listening. Blood in the name of the rings of hell. That is a good statement. I would say that is a very good statement. For like for a bunch of demons and all that. Okay. The jetpacks are done. They can set off to the side. Actually, the jetpacks kind of look like they look like little intercessors. Like these are the feet of the intercessors. These are their little jetpacks. These are the arms on the side, and then the little jets, and then the helmet. I love this. I love this little guy. It's Mini Hammer. You don't need to apologize about your spotty internet. There's no need to apologize about something that you cannot control. Sometimes you can only be the leaf that blows through the breeze. And sometimes you can be that rock that does not move in the stream. I wanted to throw some sort of words of wisdom out there, but I wasn't sure how it was going to pan out. Honestly, a cup of tea right now sounds really good. Or a good Guinness. A cup of tea and a Guinness is kind of what I'm feeling right now. No, I don't drink Guinness unless I'm with friends, so I guess a cider. I do want to know, but I feel like that should be something you keep to yourself for a bit. Only like when you make like a lore book and all that. Like, I guess what I'm saying is, obviously you are excited about this project and you want to share it. I'm not disagreeing. I am interested in hearing it. But I'm also like, I kind of feel like you need a lore book, and people would read the lore book to find out the information. Or maybe if it's like, if you ever get to the point of like publishing rules and stuff like that, you can have a little lore section in the book, like how Warhammer has like faction lore in some of their books and stuff. If I had to guess, like, people just stopped believing in God, and that's why he died, but that's probably not how he died. Yeah, you want to keep, like, you have people interested. If you give away all your secrets right now, I'm not saying we would, but one of us could just take your idea and then make our own game and all that. So you do want to keep some of it to yourself. I'm not saying I'm going to go out there and steal your game and do that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just... It's good to be excited. We all want to be excited about stuff. Okay, 3 and 5. Ugh. Any of you guys got some big plans for the weekend and all that? I know it's Monday and we're halfway through the week, but blood in the new gods. I am interested to see how this pans out and what you build this into. How. You definitely have a community that is interested. You have a concert to get ready for. What kind of concert? Are you in a band? Or are you going to, like, a concert? That's honestly, like, a good way to start. You got school to do? You got school on the weekends. That was not the type of, like, concert I was expecting you to say, Sawtooth, at all. I screwed up again. Okay. So, I read Sawtooth's message, and this is how I read it. Whatever the first part was, and then he said, I'm a violinist. That's how I read it. And I read it again, and I realized it says Coachella. I'm a vocalist. I need to slow down and actually read a lot more here. I'm like, a violinist at Coachella? That is interesting, but no, that makes a lot more sense. A vocalist. In the weekend, it's Inferno time. Nice. I don't know if I'd ever make a game or not. I have other things I'd rather do than make a game. I'd rather like make a book and post that. I'm kind of looking into some stuff for my hometown that I want to do. I do want to run my own business, and as much as I would love to make Warhammer or prop making as much as I'd love to make that like a full-time job and stuff, there are other things I do want to do, which, by the way, I think a lot of us here really do enjoy games. A lot of us really do enjoy games. Okay, now I need 4. I'm going to be doing the research into... There's a location that, if I got permission from my bosses / my parents, I would like to start running an airsoft field out of it. And I'd like to start this next year. The main hurdle is insurance and waiver stuff. But I think we have a spot that if I could convince them, like, hey, can we please do this? I think we could do some money here, and then we get people to come and spend money in our town. The town would improve. But I want to make an airsoft field, and then eventually I want to start either a cider or a meadery, like a cidery or a meadery. And I want to also have the space be a spot that I host like Warhammer events or Magic the Gathering events and stuff like that. So that's what I want to do. This is like years. The hard part is my father is in construction and he really wants the construction business back, but I don't think it's not something I'm into as a business. I'm interested to see how an interactive story works. Is it one of those like where you like read a page and then it's like, oh, if you make this choice, you go to this page and all that? Is it one of those interactive stories? Yeah, I mean, we're a small construction business, but we're kind of going through our own stuff right now, and I'm like, we have a lot of competition that's appearing, and a lot of stuff has kind of come around, personally, in my opinion, to bite my father in the butt on how he is as a person. He's a good business owner, not a good boss, is how I would say. But I don't interact and talk with him that much. The other hard part is like, back when we had like our main business, I couldn't do it, but now that the business is kind of gone, I feel like I could go through with this idea. For his, oh, it is 6. Oh, 6 is a whole leg to begin with. Ooh, I like that idea. I'll be honest, I'm more of a fantasy person than I am a sci-fi person, which I find odd. I'm into Warhammer, but I enjoy like the sci-fi Warhammer over the fantasy one. I do like that concept, though. That is a very good concept. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like those, I do know some people will, like, post puzzles online, or they'll post an image, and it has, like, oh, if you take this image and you take it over to, like, a music, thing, you get these numbers within the picture, and then it, like, takes you down another rabbit hole, and you just get more and more clues, I guess, that way. It's probably, like, a little more advanced than some first short story, but that'd be cool. That'd be cool as well. Okay, we'll do that one. That'd be very cool. Okay, so that's what they're called. They're called ARGs. Noted. Ugh. I need 8 and 7 now. I should be cutting these on screen, not off screen. But also, I have to like flip it around like that to mess with it. And drop. The next time I do this, I'll have the list of models written out so I can let people know like what I'm bringing to this game, and that you guys can let me know if I'm bringing a good list or not if you play 40K. Actually, I can kind of remember some of it off the top of my head. If people want to hear it that have played, I don't mind sharing it. I mean, I do want to share it, but only if people are actually interested in hearing it. Okay, that one. Yeah, this one. Ooh, I want to get into making short films. That's kind of what I want to actually do for like a job and all that, is I want to make props and make short films. But I just don't give myself the time to do it. The hard part is money. We need money to do a lot of these fun things. I could try doing a short one when I do a road trip to Canada with some friends. Oh yeah, I'm really excited. So, okay. I love traveling. When I get a chance to travel, I am like happy. I'm happiest when I travel with friends and we're going to do something fun and all that. Well, I'll be gone for a week in November. I'll actually be gone for more than a week, but I'm planning a trip to Canada with a couple friends. We're going to go up the northern east coast of Canada. I believe is where we're heading. I did volunteer, or I put on myself a list to volunteer at one, but I never heard once from them. But then when they were asking for help, I was busy that week, and I haven't heard from them again. And other than that, there's not many. Like, there's one theater like an hour away from me that I could try to volunteer at, but like, do I want to drive an hour whenever they have a show and do stuff like that? So I could look at smaller ones, but to stay focused on what I was saying. Okay. I would have... Actually, I can go to my messenger and I will list off the places that I'm going to go check out. I will list those places off. Let me go over to Facebook. Okay. and actually... I'm going on a little side quest. So he was thinking he'd want to do a drive up to the Canadian Maritimes, like New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. That is the plan at the moment to do. That is the plan for the road trip. So, what I could do with that is I could have us do a stupid little short film while we travel our way up there. I've actually slowly turned this trip into one of the people that are going on the trip. He's getting married in January. So I said to these guys, like, hey, do you want to make this a secret bachelor party road trip for said friend? And they both said yes. So now the thing is, we got to get this friend to make sure he can go. Yeah, I did take a look at your channel while here on stream, Butterscotch. I do need to check out your music after this because I do want to listen and see what you make. Every once in a while I do look at some people's channels. Yeah, I'd like to do a little horror film thing with friends. I think that'd be kind of funny. Just a bunch of 27-year-olds try to make a scary movie. Okay. We're gonna go with 25 because I don't like the other style helmets. I think I understand why they have those helmets. I'm not a fan of those though. Not a fan of that style. So. Oh, is it a combined? Do you combine 26 and 27? I think you do. I'll cut it off to kind of just see what it looks like. Okay, so with this popped off and this off, is it this goes over this? Or is that just not how it works? I don't think that's how it works. I think it's straight up. I appreciate you saying that. I might take you up on that depending on how the music is. My main thing is I think having a playlist that's about an hour long. If it's a bunch of little songs in between, it's kind of hard because an ads will start playing. But I will keep that in mind. Actually, do I like the rounder helmets more than I like these? That is going to be the question. Ooh, the songs with placeholders are going to be in a video game. Is it one that you're making or one that someone has asked you to make for them? Okay. That's cool. God, that's such like a little... It's like a weird welder's mask. I kind of... As much as I do kind of want to use this bit, I might save it for another model that I could like kit bash with. Or if I like build a model, I could use it for something. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I need to look at both. So, I know it's a lot of gray, but is regular helmet better, or is welding mask helmet better? I don't even think you can see the eye slit in the welding one. I'll try to hold up a little bit closer. Okay, there we go. Now people can actually see you. Come on. So that's the welder's mask. Don't focus on my finger, focus on the mini. There you go. That's welder's mask. That's regular Space Marine helmet. Come on, focus on it. Not my fingers, on the mini. I think I might go with regular helmet. And I could use the welding mask one for like a different model. It's just like the helmet, he's got a bigger field of view on, as if I do the welder's mask, it's like one tiny slit. I know for a fact that even if you, what if you do post on YouTube, they will put ads in front of it, whether you get paid for it or not. It's just when you grow your channel like big enough when you can finally start getting ads on it. I'm gonna pop over to that one. Yeah, it's like, because I've been posting on YouTube for 12 years. No, there's not that much content on this channel. I deleted all my older content. I should have just hidden it, but I decided to delete it all. Because initially I tried getting into gaming like back in high school. And I would watch back like my own videos every once in a while, and I would get ads on those videos. Oh, you mean like music commissions or whatever. Okay. I was just more saying like if I'm playing music, like, okay, let's say your song's 4 minutes, I play it, there's an ad at the beginning and end of it, and then if I try to restart it, and then I have to go every 4 minutes to like restart. So usually I just listen to like one playlist that's an hour long, and I'll play the ads like before and after, before even stream starts. Anyway, I need 19. Then I would say definitely setting yourself. I think that's a setting that you can choose to have ads or not in your video, but I'm not sure. What's up, fat mans? You are catching me in the middle of a build for some Primaris Intercessors. Is it Intercessors? Or is it in the Spectors? I've been saying Intercessors, and I think I've been saying it wrong. Anyway, I'm building these guys. In Inceptors. It is Inceptors. Yeah, we're definitely doing the regular helmets over the welder mask helmets. Ooh, nice. You know what I want to see now that you said it? And you're probably building it. I want to see a knight model with a jump pack. Like, again, knights are really big to begin with. In, like, relative terms. They're not tiny size, but they are still big. I want to see a knight with a jump pack. And watch it just, like, slam each time to the game, which is probably what you said you're doing. You said, I used my Chaos Knight smokestacks on another project, so you're scratch building a jump pack for him. Death from the skies. You are building him with a jump pack. I want to see that when you are done with it. I want to see that. I might need the file. I don't know if the bolters are better on these guys or the plasma. I'm going with the plasma just for the higher strength because I'm probably going to be dealing with some very high tanky models when using these guys, and I need the strength to at least have a chance on hitting some of them. Because for context, Fat Man, I am joining a Crusade game at my local store, my local game store, and they were doing games from 500 to 2,000 points. So I made a 2,000 point list, and I have to build 4 models in this army, and it's these intercessors. I probably butchered it again. But I need to build these guys, and I need to build a impulsor as well. It is going to be fun. It's going to be my first time doing a Crusade game. I am running 2 transports, an Impulsor and a Land Raider Redeemer. I know I'm having a 10-man squad of Infernus Marines inside that Land Raider Redeemer. I'm also running a 6-man squad of Blade Guard Vets being led by a captain with a Relic Shield. I'm running 5, I think Death Knight Terminators, whatever these guys are. I'm running 5 of these guys with a Chaplain in Terminator armor. I'm running a Judiciar with Inner Circle Companions, 5 Intercessors, and I know I'm missing some other units that I haven't listed off. Okay, where are the front of my... Oh, there they are. And I kind of looked. I can Space Marine names need to be reworked. As in, like, what they... Oh, so, like, what I was listing off, like, for their names and stuff. I don't know. I like the names, but that's just because what I'm used to right now is what I'm calling them. So, I think I'm fine with the names that they are. Do, 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 do. Okay. Good night, Butterscotch. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Get some sleep. Maybe we'll see you again in the future, but if not, it was nice having you here. Okay. Yeah, they are all close in name, so I do get that. Oh, now I remember. I'm also running a Brutalis Dreadnought and a Redemptor Dreadnought as well in the list. So I do have, like... I don't have a very, like, big range tank. Oh, and I'm running a Gladiator Lancer as my tank. It's the one with the big las cannon. So I wanted some big units that I could at least fight some large stuff and maybe do okay. I think it's a mostly melee army that I ended up making. Supposedly this has to be under. And then... Okay, I see. But I'm glad I was able to stream tonight. I realized my initial plan of doing a stream Friday, like all night Friday into Saturday morning, not a smart idea because I'm working Saturday morning and I'm working from like 12 to 8 on Saturday, so there'll be no stream on Saturday. Well, I do kind of have a schedule for next week kind of played out. It's going to be an easy week for work, but I'm going to be socially battery drained, so if I'm not very chatty during that week, please understand with that, people. Okay, let's do your other arm. So I need 22. I kind of want to finish one guy, and then once I have one guy done, I'm going to call it a night. That way, at least I have some more models to do in the future. Oh, I do have to say, I don't have to have this army fully painted either for this game. I'm good to go in with unpainted models. Let's see, it is 24. kind of realized that I can run both Dark Angel combat patrols if I so choose. The newest combat patrol for Dark Angels, I think, is a little bit crappy. Because you have a captain, but like no units he can lead. And you have really no way of a unit being able to sticky an objective and leave. So I'm like switching out some units in the newest one for like a 5-man squad of intercessors. But I can run like all that. Good night, Sawtooth. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Maybe I'll see you in the future. Maybe not. Who knows? You just enjoy the rest of your evening. And go out and make something awesome. It is getting late here for me as well. It's like it's becoming 10 o'clock and I should think about sleep. Like I said, I always want to finish this guy. At some point, I do want to buy another box of these guys, and try to make my own suppressors. I think it'd be really cool if I kit bash some suppressors from these guys, because I don't want to buy a whole box just for 3 models. Nor do I want to go on eBay and like spend a bunch of money on models. Oh, shoot, you sent it in the Discord. Oh my lord, you are giving him a jetpack. That is a jetpack and a half. Oh, it's a Zinch Knight as well? Oh boy. You know, I kind of worry for the people that you play with. If this is what they have to deal with in the games that they play at home with you. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to bring this like giant like crab demon robot thing. I'm going to bring this knight with a jetpack. Honestly, if you are fighting with stuff that big, I feel like you just need to use your own stuff that, or your buddy needs stuff just as big to fight against it. Okay, and then come on. We need to dry fit you. Are you not gonna work? Does it dry fit? I like how these already have holes in them for the blasters and stuff. Stay right there. This is going to be a fun model to use. I bet these guys are going to get wiped so quickly. But having 2 units with Deep Strike, I think is awesome. And what is their movement normally? Even if I don't Deep Strike with them. 10-inch movement. That's pretty good. 10-inch movement is pretty damn good. I Deep Strike these guys in. Second game. Do a little bit of shooting. And then I, on my turn, again, get him out of there. Wait, there was a dreadnought with a jetpack? I just learned that, like, the Blood Angels had some, like, cool models. Like, they had a dreadnought librarian. Which, I mean, that's pretty cool. Some of the cool stuff that we got and that we don't have anymore. So you sit in like that. A 30k unit, but still cool. Okay. I think I want this guy to be from the Death Watch. Even though it would be better if it was a sergeant, I think I am going to have... I'm going to add a Death Watch piece to this guy. Because I have the Death... Yeah, I have the Death Watch upgrade sprue. So let me grab that. I've had this for a while. It's been sitting unopened. I don't know if I can even add any... Can I add any of the bits from the Death Watch to this? Or are they all made for, like, different units? We're going to do a quick little match. I don't think it hurts to bust this thing open and see. I wanted... At some point I was tempted to make a Death Watch army. Like a... Yeah. And that was going to be my army because I was so unsure of my color schemes. I'm like, oh, I'll just do black and then I can do whatever chapter I want to do. Well, it's a good thing I didn't do that. This would probably be better for like a Blade Guard unit or other stuff like that. I mean, I could add the eye somewhere. Oh, they do have one for Gravis. And these guys are in Gravis armor. So it wouldn't be exact. But I think it would be pretty damn close. Oh, and the eyes for a vehicle. Okay. So looking at number 2, that's where we would replace the Death Watch pauldron there. And I think we are going to. Wow, this feels like a different plastic kit compared to what I was just cutting into. It feels tougher. Not as flimsy feeling as the other one. Now, for those that were here and kind of remember what I said about this chapter in the Death Watch. Oh, actually, that it might interfere with the jetpack. If I dry fit on the jetpack, and then I put on, yeah, it is going to. It's going to affect the jetpack going on. I could cut the ridge off and sand it, but if there is, no, they all have a ridge on them. That's a part of the Death Watch thing, but I want him to have this. And because I want him to have it, he's going to get it. So we're going to modify it. Then we're going to take said file. We're just going to smooth out. So, for those that were here for the stream when I was, and I'm still going to be doing it, doing the 1,000 points within 20 days for the Custom Space Marine chapter, these Marines will be for that same chapter as well. The chapter never just sends one Space Marine to the Death Watch. They always send 2. And it is a problem. The Death Watch is like, we don't need to, but the chapter's like, you are going to have to. You do not have a choice. If you want one of our Marines, you are taking 2 Marines at the time. It is a little bit of a red flag that the Inquisition might be looking into, but who knows? I haven't really dealt with Inquisition quite yet. Okay. Then I will take the knife. Just kind of fix. Now let's see if that will fit. That will fit. Nice. I like that. We are going to go with that. We are going with 1 Death Watch pauldron. So with having 1 pauldron, this means I have to now make another character in my army also have a Death Watch pauldron to canonically go with what I've said for these Marines. I'm not going to make another one of these guys be from the Death Watch. I'm going to do another Marine from a different squad. I've also come up with a couple names for the companies in my chapter. If I write stories and stuff about them, I will have an index on what each company's called, but I'm not going to call them that in the story. I'll do like first, second, and third in the story. But 10th company, it was also the scouting company. I'm also deciding all Space Marines with jetpacks are a part of the 10th company as well. They are a part of Raptor Company. So the stealthy infiltrator units, the units with jetpacks, they are all a part of Raptor Company. I think it also might be fun to do like a custom character for each of the companies. Let's take a look at that. Look at that. Without even the jump pack on yet. We got not the Inquisition, the Death Watch mark. Let's glue on his little his jetpack. I almost said backpack. It is a backpack, but we're going to glue that on. I think I have an idea for these guys' bases, because they do come on flying bases, and I don't think I'm going to use the flying bases that these guys come with. Kind of flimsy feeling and all that stuff. I'm going to steal an idea from Eons of Battle and have them like touching a rock and something like that and pin it. But I'm also going to have it as they're coming down, they're shooting at... I should see if I have any spare chaos bits, because I've been playing against my friend quite a bit. And what I've been doing the most is I run a Terminator squad when I do combat patrol. And I've been killing his traitor guardsmen. So maybe I should have these guys fly down in and have a dead, like, traitor guardsman at their feet. I thought about doing a Tyrannid or another Xenos, but I think it'd be more fun, especially if I keep playing with that friend. I do it as a guardsman. But that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that model. We got one down, 2 more to go, but I'm going to call it here for the night. I think I'm going to go through and decide who else was a part of the Death Watch. I'll check that out. I thought you went to bed. Oh, that is cool. I like that model. But go to bed, Butterscotch. It's early in the morning for you. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to call here for night. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, but there's no need to. Just having you here is more than enough. If you want to, I do have a coffee account that you can donate to, but there's no need for that as well. Yeah, if you donate to that, everything just goes back into the channel just to improve stuff here and all that. But most importantly, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you